Hello friends, welcome back to another video with me. My name is Cotton Candy Doll. If you're new here, welcome. Welcome all. Hi, this is a shifting video. So guys, I have not shifted in a really long time. I'm going to tell you guys like why I haven't shifted too. You guys are going to probably be shocked by this when I tell you. So, just be prepared. I don't know, the whole cringe thing. I don't know. I don't feel like this is cringy. This is more of a personal issue of mine because it is my issue, but it's also everyone else's issue who's dealing with this. So I don't want to give away any information. Also, I forgot to silence my phone. There we go. That way we don't have any interruptions. By the way, in the background you might hear some loud noises. You might hear some insanely happy laughter because he graduated college. Congratulations. Also, behind me, if you've noticed, I kind of changed my whole background, my wall back there. I have a lot kind of going on. Just ears. Can you see? Because my ears are in the way, but I kind of. So a lot has changed. In my last video, I explained to you guys what happened and the response I got about how I should run. So I was very cautious when I went back to again, and since I've gone back, I have not been back. So it has been about like a month, I think. Has it been a month or has it been like 3 weeks? It's probably been closer to 3 weeks. I'm not really sure. It's been a really long time though, and I'll tell you guys why this happened. Why I think, the whole irony of the situation. Oh, I can't say that I'm not angry about it a little bit. I kind of am, but it's just, this is one of those things that it's a sensitive thing, and I'm just gonna tell you what happened, and you guys can like be the judge, okay? You guys can give me like the advice, because I can really use some good advice right now, but also I have my own methods too and things I think will work. So you guys know that I was a teacher at BNHA and Midoriya and Bakugo and all the kids in the class. They really liked me, and they said, they asked me if I would come back as a teacher. And the truth is, I'm not really a teacher of their classroom, so I have no way to really connect with the students or anything. And so I told Principal Nezu I would think about it, maybe working there in the summer as opposed to working there all year long. Because the kids that come in my class is basically like a study hall. And for those of you older kids, study hall, you basically just go there to study like your classes or whatever, or do homework. So there's really no way for me to make like a lesson plan and like have it ready for the kids, because at the end of the day they all come to my class, and the last thing a kid wants, a teenager wants, who just spent 8 hours in school, is to sit there and say, okay, now I got all these extra rules to follow after all my classes, just making them hate me. And so really when they come in my classes, really was up to them. A lot of them don't even have to come or choose to come there. It's just extra help. But none of the students ever really needed any help. It was never the same kids. So I didn't really feel like I had that connection with them. And having a summer class, he said I would get to teach some of the other classes with like some of the other kids in there that I could, that I knew from the school, as opposed to having almost strangers every day, because there's a lot of kids that go to that school. I know you guys only see the ones that they show in the show, but there's the 2 other guys. I think one of them transferred out of our school and his friend stayed there, so it's like, I don't anyway, long story short, I guess Midoriya and his friends, I'm not really sure who all did it, but they got me like this nice, they made this really nice gift box for me, and it had like kitchenware. It was a kitchenware set for me because they remembered eating takeout with me after we completely messed up the gym in a Splatoon battle type formation or whatever. So, trying not to. I'm staring directly at this light again. I cannot help it, guys. There you go. Does that make me look like? Does that make me look different? I hope. Let's see. It just helps a little bit. Oh, it's so freaking bright. Anyway, pretty box, guys. It had like, I don't even know what it had in it but I could tell it was kind of heavy. I could hear utensils and things inside of the box. So like, and it had a note on it. It said like, Miss Cotton Candy Da, we just want to say thank you for everything. We want to give you this gift as a thank you for taking care of our class and everything. So this is my first time actually saying this out loud. They're talking about this out loud to you guys because so I decided to spy on Endeavor because he had Frodo the whole week. I guess Toshinori and Keigo Hawks was out, you know, doing whatever, working or doing whatever business stuff they had to do. And so Endeavor had him, and naturally that's his godfather. I was watching him through the window, and it appeared as though Frodo was the one running the show, like he's the boss. And at first I thought it was funny. I was laughing because you got this big guy, you know, Endeavor, looking after this kid that's not even 1 year old yet, okay? Frodo was about 11 and a half months, I think. Yeah, I try to keep up with his age because I know when I got him, I didn't know exactly how old he was. But the doctor confirmed that he thought he was about 3 months. So we just decided to go with that. But Frodo's already standing and like walking now. And so like, basically he's running the show. So Endeavor would like put him in a chair and in the high chair. And if he doesn't want something, he knocks it over. When he tries to lay him down for like nap time, he like yells. And then Endeavor will say go to sleep. And then of course Frodo will come trotting out of his room. And then he's like, okay, buddy, okay, you know, a few more minutes or whatever. And it kind of seems like Endeavor was just like giving in to his every whim. And it's like you're being ruled by this, you know, kid that's less than a year old. But I thought it was, you know, at first I thought it was just funny, like, you know, and then, you know, they are bonding. And I guess he doesn't let him get away with everything, but most of the time he does. So it's kind of one of those things where you just kind of, you know, I didn't want to mention it or say anything about it, but having a kid that little not being able to nap when they're supposed to or do any of these things, because basically Frodo is out of the danger zone now. Nothing's going to happen to him. But lately, I knew that Frodo had been like demanding to see me, I guess. He doesn't talk, but it's mama, and then after that it's nothing, but it's he's saying something. Obviously, I want mommy, probably, whatever. So that's the only thing that's been saving my ass from getting my ass handed to me by both of them after the last time when I dressed them up and everything. Yeah, so they gave me Frodo, and you know, and I could tell all of them wanted to. I could tell that Toshinori and Hawks, I could tell they both had like kind of a plan for what they wanted for me, or what they were gonna do. But it kept getting interrupted because Frodo kept wanting to spend time with mommy. And the thing is, mommy's not always there, so I have to be able to make time for my child. So whenever he asks for me, whenever he asks for me, I have to. That's so much better. I bet the lighting just got worse though for you guys, but I can't look at that all day. I'm sorry. It's like literally shining right in my face. It's distracting me. Oh, I have this too now. I don't know if you guys can see it. Damn it. I'm trying to hold it up. Anyway, it's an LED light. Can you see like the... Can you see? Oh, I can't. I'm trying to show it to you guys. I have lights to put around like the outside of my room too. Like around like the perimeter up here. I'm going to put lights there. Anyway, so... What did I do? Oh no. I didn't break this, did I? Shoot. I wish, you know what, guys? I wish I actually edited my videos. I don't, so there we go. So, where was I? Oh yeah, so Frodo kept demanding me, and naturally I said, Mom, I have to take him. So, you know, I was happy. I was taking him to my house. I was staring down at my gift, happy, because I'm like, I get to see what they got me. It's obviously some kind of kitchenware, and Frodo is screaming in my arms because he's hungry. So I set him down in his high chair. And I decided, you know, prepare him lunch or whatever. And the doctor said start giving him regular food. Start trying to give him fruits and vegetables. So I cut up some apples. Apples are not my favorite. I hate them, actually. Frodo loves them. So apples, pears. I don't have a problem with pears. I just don't like apples for some reason. That, and he doesn't like oranges. So like, I was like shoveling through the refrigerator trying to decide what to get Frodo. So then I go over to the table. I look over at Frodo. He's still in the chair. He stopped crying, you know. And then so like I'm at the table. I have my back turned to him. So then I go and I get my kitchenware set, and I'm like, I need to open this as soon as possible because the letter was just so sweet, you know. So I set it in the middle of like my stove area because I'm like, it's kitchenware. These are probably knives. They're gonna go like right next to that. I set that stuff down. I go back to the table. I'm nearly done with Frodo's preparing his snack that I got from his meal or whatever. I look over at the stove, and Frodo is at the stove. He's standing. And I'm like, Frodo, don't touch that. And Frodo goes, ha ha. Ha. He says, ha ha. I go, ha ha, back away. And I'm walking up to him, and he turns it on. And so the box that's sitting on there, the one I sat there to open, it started, you know, it caught fire a little bit. So I grab Frodo, I kind of pull him back a little bit, and I run up to the sink because the sink is literally here. This is the stove. So I just get like some water. I just get like a cup and I just splash water. Guys, I splash the water on it and it goes swoosh. So like now there's a huge fire, and I'm like, what was in the freaking box? So I grab Frodo. My kitchen is like ablaze, and I'm like, okay, maybe if I pour more water, I'm like, oh, I gotta get out of here. As soon as we get outside, like, the fire department is like right around the corner. And so all of them come rushing in just as we're like leaving out. And they got there so fast, it was like unreal. Like, I didn't even have a chance to call 911 or anything. Can you see that glowing light? Probably. And like, so I'm just wondering what the heck was in that dang box. Like that it went up in flames like that. And I'm like, maybe here stuff is just like, maybe in that universe, everything is so much more flammable, maybe. I don't know. So after talking to the fire department, because they couldn't save my house, apparently, like, so my whole house basically kind of burned down. It started off in the kitchen and it was tiny, but by the time they got there, it was like huge. And I don't know if it's because time fast forwards. So maybe it was, things were actually like burning really fast and we were actually just standing in a mist of time, me and Frodo. I don't know what kind of power that is. I don't know who has that. I didn't think hawks had that. And I don't know if that's I don't know if that's a quirk from Frodo or not. But the whole house basically was like ablaze. And so like they put the fire out. They asked me what I was doing because they said they need to do an investigation because there was a child involved in this. And so they took Frodo from me. They were like, we don't know if he's, until you talk to us, we don't know if it's safe. I get it, it's standard procedure. I didn't argue. I didn't say, no, don't take my baby or nothing. I just gave him the baby. And so like, before even any of them arrived, Endeavor was there. And he's like, what happened? And I'm like, Frodo was in his chair, and he's like, okay. He goes, I'm gonna go talk to them. So he's talking to Toshinori. And then, you know, Hawks comes over. He's talking to them too, and so they're all talking amongst themselves. Frodo is with like this paramedic who's just like checking him to make sure he's not You know, he didn't inhale any smoke. And I'm like, you know, I was literally with him the whole time, obviously. So they like kind of investigated me. They said, you know, what happened? And I told them, you know, I got like a gift package from some kids who just wanted to welcome me. And I told them the name of the kids. And surprise, surprise, like the fire department sort of, they knew who Midoriya was. And I'm just like, okay. So they know these guys. They know that there's the happy laughter. So they know who these kids are. And so I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, they gave me this box. And I didn't even get to look inside. I got all my stuff got destroyed. Then, like, I look over it and I see Toshinori talking to Frodo's doctor, like the doctor guy. He's basically the one who's been taking care of Frodo's, like, from the beginning. So they're talking, and so then Toshinori runs up. He's like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Were you scared?" I'm like, "No, it happened so quick." And the doctor guy, he's like, "Where's Frodo?" I'm like, "He's over there talking to." I'm like, "Well, he's not talking to them, but he's trying to talk to them." It's just nothing. It's gibberish. And so I'm watching them, and the doctor guy is talking to Frodo in sign. He's signing to him, and Frodo is signing back. And I'm like, he knows how to sign. And so, like, I run up to them and I'm like, "Hey, I'm like, when did he learn sign?" And then the doctor is like, "Well, that's how you talk. That's how you can talk to Frodo now. You can sign him." I'm like, "But I don't know sign." And then I feel like a tap on my shoulder, and I turn around, and then they're like, "Well, the guy at the fire department, he walks over, and he's like, so everything is completely diminished." It's kind of like, well, that's kind of obvious. I can see that. And then he's like, apparently it was grease or something and you don't pour water on grease. You never do that. And I'm like, I didn't know there was grease in there. So I guess in my package, maybe they put like a little bottle of grease in case I wanted to fry up some stir fry or something. That's what I'm thinking. And you guys know what happens if you pour water in a grease fire. It's going to blow up. It's going to get big. It's probably one of the worst things you can do is pour water on a grease fire. If I had known it was grease, I would have put flour. I had flour in the cabinet. I would have just thrown flour on it. It would have gotten rid of the fire, and that would have been it. But I didn't know that. I thought it was just a little fire because of the box. It was on fire. Regardless, so he's like, everything's, diminished. And he goes, is this where you live? And I'm like, yes, this is my house. This is my, and they're like, well, we can talk to you about some insurance, about an insurance policy or something for the house. And I'm like, I can't afford to pay for like any damages or anything. And Endeavor is like, don't worry about it. He's got it. And so they're like, I'm like, well, well, this happened because, and then the doctor guy's like, Cotton Candy Dog, can I talk to you? I'm like, yeah. I'm standing there, and he's like, without these guys here, and I'm like, okay. So we walk off, we're talking. He says, you have a unique relationship with Frodo, but I feel like you should learn how to sign so you can talk to him better. And I was like, I don't really have time to do that. And he said, did they tell you about Frodo's IQ? And I'm like, no, Frodo is less than 1 year old. He's not old enough to really know anything yet. He's little. He's tiny. And so, like, we're talking, and then Hawks runs over, hey, you're alright? And I'm like, the doctor's guy is like, I just told her about Frodo's IQ. And I'm like, so Frodo's a little bit smart. And he's like, Frodo's really smart. Frodo knows what's going on. He's aware of everything that's happening around him. And I don't want to believe that I want Frodo to be a normal kid. I'm sorry. I don't want him to be smart and, like, too smart and just, maybe that's a selfish thing to say. But, and the doctors told me, then he told me that he believes Frodo knew what he was doing when he burnt your house down. And I'm like, oh, so he wanted me to be homeless then, basically. And he's like, he knows this isn't your home. And I almost like broke down and started crying because it's like, I'm like, okay. And so like Frodo is like reaching for me because he wants to come to me, and I'm like, no, I don't want to. I don't want to look at you right now because you made me angry. And the doctor guy is like signing him. He doesn't understand. I'm like, I don't know how to sign. You translate everything I'm saying. And I go, I can't believe I'm translating for a freaking baby. Like, I don't understand how we have to sign to him when he speaks English, right? When I'm speaking English, he should be able to understand me, right? But he's like signing, yeah. I told him, Mommy's very upset with you. Mommy is not happy that she has no place to live thanks to this. And so then I said, you know, what if I took your favorite toy or your favorite thing and I just ruined it? I just broke it in front of you. You know, what if I took your, you know, handmade antique Gothic carousel and just broke it? Yes, he has this carousel, okay? I don't know if it's Gothic. It looks that way, but it's black and gold. Really nice. Handcrafted. It's probably almost 2,000 years old or something. Frodo loves that thing. It's so freaking old that the sound is like distorted. And so like, if I took that and broke it in front of him, he would be really mad, right? I almost want to do that and then be like, it's okay, and hug him and stuff. Because this is what he's doing to me. You know, the house just got burned down. You just burned it down, but you're like, now you want mommy still to hug you and give you kisses. It's like, no. Your behavior is not. And so then Huck comes running over. You're right. I'm like, no. I go, your son is bad. He's bad. And he's like, I'm like, he did this on purpose. They're saying he did this on purpose. I don't know that for sure. You know. And then Toshinori runs up, well, if you want, you can just move in with me. And I'm like, I don't want to move in with you. I'm like, I don't want to move in with anyone. My whole purpose of having my own space with Frodo is that we can be in our own little world together when we wanted. And I looked at Frodo and I said, our world together. And I'm like, how do I say our world together? And then he showed me how to like sign it. And I'm just like, this little freaking brat burned down my dang house. Because Midoriya now decided to give me a mystery box. You know, they should have labeled everything that was in there. I mean, even if it was grease and it was in a box, I would not have set it on the middle of the stove. But I guess I wasn't really that responsible, and that's why that happened. I kind of feel like the thing is, I am shifting back there, and that's why I had to tell you guys what happened before I go back. But I almost feel like that whole thing with the school, with the sissy boy school that I did with, you know, Toshinori and Keigo, like, I feel like that's kind of canceled out because of this. I'm not going to completely dismiss the whole thing because I feel like they will try and get me back in the future. But right now, I know for a fact they're not going to be thinking about that. They're going to be trying to make me feel better. Trying to get me a place. Hawk said, I'll just buy you a huge house. It'll be right next to mine. And I'm like, no, I want to get it on my own. Like, I got this place. And they're like, that means returning back to work. And Toshinori, that means shifting back to your house early in the morning to have breakfast with you and torture you. Same for you, Keigo. I can come to your house as well. You won't even know I'm there. Oh, but then Frodo is there. He's going to want attention from me. I kind of don't want to give Frodo extra attention because he did something bad. But once Endeavor found out what he did, he like yelled at. He was like, Frodo! And Frodo like instantly like shit himself. Like his diaper went like. But I mean, because all the other time I've seen Endeavor only ever be like nice to him. That was the first time he was like angry and like yelled at him. And Frodo actually responded that way. But Frodo wasn't crying. He was more like scared. He was like shaking. And I'm like, you know what? He kind of deserves that then. Because he's like that. But the thing is, Frodo is only about 11 and a half months. He's not even a year old yet. How can you be? What made you think this was a good idea, kid? Like, Frodo is like, he's on my list. You know what? You know what? Cute little baby. Just, I love him so much. Again, I'll just let them get him. I'll let his godfather get him. I'll let them, you know, discipline him for that because I just don't know what to do. I've been gone away from Frodo for about a month. I haven't gone to go see him. I haven't even tried to look at him. I haven't tried to like scry and like see him or anything because usually I do that if I can't visit him. Because it's just like I don't know what my approach is now. I thought he had the baby mindset, but apparently he doesn't. He's older than that. But for some reason physically he can't use the toilet or something. I don't know. He just knows things he shouldn't know. And I'm afraid now when he starts talking, he'll be able to tell me things that, you know, that I don't know about other things. And I wonder how much he knows about shifting. I know he knows this is not my home there. So I know that's why he did what he did. But at the same time, what is his motive? I'm not going to move in with like his dad. I'm not moving in with any of them. I would like to be independent and live on my own. I always have. And that's not going to change. It doesn't matter what reality I go to. And I really have not been anywhere else. I've only been to My Hero Academia universe. So that's why you guys have not heard from me in over like weeks. I hope this video isn't too long. But I hope everyone's doing good. Oh, and Happy New Year. Merry Christmas. I was actually going to come on here on Merry Christmas and try and do karaoke with you guys. But I did not feel like singing. I wasn't really in the mood. I actually wasn't really in the mood to talk about this today either. I was just kind of like, how do I explain this to everyone? I think my biggest fear is that Frodo will grow up to be like a villain. He'll still love me. Don't get me wrong. Like, I don't know. I hope he doesn't become a villain. He's been around heroes. He's been growing up around those guys, right? So you would think they would make a good impact on him, do something good. Like, I don't know. Frodo burned down my house, and it took me a really long time. I don't think you guys understand, like, when you shift, if you can shift, okay, there is no way for me to prove to you that shifting is real. There's no way to prove to someone that shifting is real. You have to be able to do it yourself. You have to try it out, and you have to be willing to take those steps. You have to be willing to try out those frequencies. You have to be willing to get yourself in that place where you can. When you finally do it, your life is going to be like changed. And the thing is, like, the reason this is so hard for me, the fact that my house is gone, is because, okay, so I don't explain to you. This is a place I had to create within that reality, this small world for me and Frodo. The small world, which I called our tiny home, okay? So there was this piece, this little space. Okay, and then I made that space into part of that reality. Because to me that became the house, okay? So then it became a part of that. Now that's gone. Frodo was able to destroy that. Do you know how powerful that is? To be able to destroy someone else's something they built? To be able to walk into someone else's reality. I get that I was there with him, but I personally created that space, and then it came into that. So it wasn't something like, how do I explain it? You come here, you travel to, let's say you travel to like, I'm trying to think of a good place because right now everywhere is really bad. Colorado's having those terrible fires. California has fires. You know, where I'm living now, we're having like the tornado problem. Yeah, it was like one down the street for me. So it's like going to a town, okay, and purchasing a house, and then now that's your house. You cannot do that. Not really. You can, but you can't. I don't even know if I'm explaining it right. But yes, Frodo bad. He's gonna end up getting like spankings and stuff growing up. I can tell he's gonna be like a little monster. Oh gosh. Don't really know. I'm going back again tonight, but I mean, it's create this space again, create this place again. But when I did create it, it was already so dull. I made it homey as much as I could. I just don't know if I have the headspace to be able. I just don't know if I can do that again. If I can create that again. I know Toshinori will say like, just move in with me. This question is gonna come up again now. It's gonna be like, move in with me. It's gonna be like, stay here, don't leave. Don't leave this reality. They're gonna be trying to keep me prisoner there. And I don't think anyone put Frodo up to it because I thought about it. He's the only one who knew that I had this place. And the thing is, Frodo and I are so connected because when he came from RE, he knew I got him from there. He still called me Mama. See, he knew me before they knew me, when he was calling me Mama. And I was actually surprised he was actually able to say that, because he was only like 3 months old. And then he came from there. Just I'm gonna have to work. I'm gonna have to go back to UA and work. I don't want to be a study hall teacher anymore. Maybe I can do something else there. Maybe I can be like the lunch lady. I don't mind being a lunch lady at the school. Hey, I mean, whatever job I do, I'm pretty sure they'll pay me the same, just because they want me to like make enough money. And then I can create this space again. And this will be like, I'm saving up money to create this space, and I'm paying for this area, this piece of land or whatever, but within that space it must be created. There is a way to draw. You have to draw the realism from what's happening. So you have to be able to make it real and turn it into. It's extremely hard. It's almost like drawing or painting something. Someone destroy it, and now you're going to repaint it from scratch. But you don't even remember what your idea was, your philosophy was. You don't remember specific details. You can try and remodel something that looks like it, but it will never be the same again. That. You know, because this happened to me, I feel like I should just like terrorize everyone, right? I should be. I should come after Toshinori. You know what? I should come after Keigo first. I should. Come over his house, make him some breakfast, poison it, have him drink it and pass out, and then completely like strip him naked. Tie him up to like the bed. And then just have my way with him, right? I should do the same thing. I should take turns until I get my place back. Yes, I think I'm going to do that. And then for Frodo, what can I do to that little monster? I know how to get him back. I already know. The kid is smart, okay? Now I have to learn sign? What the heck? I don't know any sign. The only thing I know is thank you. And beautiful. And stop. Or no. That's all I know. No. And stop. And stuff. Like, I don't know any real sign. Do you guys know sign? Answer in the comments if you know sign. I guess I'll be learning another new language. I'm already learning like 4 or 5 of them. No, I'm not completely fluent, so I can't really call myself a linguist or say that I'm like language, whatever you call it. I have that. So mad. I'm mad, but at the same time, I think I'm more shocked that it happened than anything. The kids only meant to do good. It turned into this, so having a very small child with disability. Also, does Frodo have the ability to control time? Because is that why my stuff burned up so quickly? Because he burned it. We weren't touched. We had not a scratch on us. And honestly, looking for the damage after we got outside from being in there for a few seconds, I feel like we would have been harmed, but we were protected. So it could have been Frodo protecting me at the same time while he was burning out my stuff. I don't know. I'm so confused. Anyway, guys, how do you like my room? Do you like my new design? Aaron Yeager's in the background. Oh, he changes into a Titan too. I actually have an autographed signature too of the English voice actor for him. Yeah. Anything else? I said I was gonna do a rose theme last time. I wanted to put up my lights, but I didn't really have time, so I'm gonna shift back there again tonight, and I'll let you guys know what happened. That's why you guys haven't known, like, that's why I haven't made videos. You guys are just like, what the heck? You're probably wondering, like, where the heck is Kai and Candy now? I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. But I had to take a break from Frodo so I wouldn't, like, wring his neck or something. He's a baby. I didn't want to, kill my own child. But I am going to take it out on all the guys. Especially Endeavor. I feel like Endeavor needs... You know what? No, I'm just going to leave him out. He might freaking kill me if I try anything. But that's because you let Frodo run all over you. And look what he did. I wonder if he's going to still let him do that now. Probably not. But Toshinori, they're definitely going to get it. They're going to get tortured for this. Yeah, they're definitely... I'm going to strip them naked. We haven't done any pony play yet, so we might do that. I might do that with them next. I don't know. And when they ask me why I'm doing it, I'm just going to say because I'm raging right now. And you happen to be right here. I can't punish Frodo for that. I mean, what am I going to do? Also, Frodo is also little. And children have ways of acting out their feelings. So I have to think of it right now. They're basically telling me to think of him as a more mature kid than a regular, 11-and-a-half-month-old. So we'll see what happens. If you guys like this video, don't forget to give me a like. If you hated this video, also leave in the comments what type of ways you think I should torture Hawks and Toshinori. Keiko. I'm going to start calling him Keiko. I'm going to start calling him by his name because, yeah, I'm going to start calling Hawks by his name. Like, I hope my plan worked, but I plan on torturing them up until I can get my new stuff. Right before I go to the school and start working, that way they can't get back at me. I should totally do that. Tell me how I should torture them. Torture. Oh, also, I guess I'll see you guys in my next video. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Happy New Year's. Merry Christmas. And I'll let you know how my shift it goes there. Probably Monday. Maybe I'll let you guys know on Monday. Or Tuesday. I don't know. Alright, I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you everyone for watching. Bye.